Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain to you all 3 things that are needed to know for the drafting part of the season, and even somewhat for your lineups when setting them up. The first thing I'm going to teach you how to work and the knowledge of is how chemistry works in the game. Next, I will then go on to the power ranking of players, and then the best pitchers in the game. And then once you all know this, then you will all be able to pick people for the draft in accordance to how good they are. And yeah, hopefully this will make you all have good teams. Okay, so first up is the chemistry. Now you may look at this and think this looks extremely confusing. It's really not that confusing. So first, let me explain to you what chemistry is. So chemistry basically is it allows your players to work good with each other. Like, there will be instances in the game where your center fielder will throw to second base. If the center fielder and second baseman have bad chemistry, the ball will not get to second base. And it just won't get to second base. And the second baseman is going to have to move out of his way to catch it, and it's going to throw off the out at second. So yeah, basically chemistry is just how well people work with each other. So you don't want bad chemistry, you want good chemistry. I mean, bad chemistry is not that bad of a thing, but you want to have good chemistry. Now, the things it all does is, like, for instance, for your outfield, you have right field, center field, and left field. The first, like, you want your center fielder to have chemistry with both right and left field. So that way you can then perform a buddy jump, which is the ability to steal home runs from your opponent. So let's say King Boo over here, up the bat, smacks it. It's going center field, right field, wherever. Let's say you have, I don't know, let's say you have a green, I believe that's green, you have a green me in center field. If you have a green me in center field, then if you have like a green Yoshi and where's the toads at? A green toad, you will have there will be chemistry, and it will allow you to steal the home run because the me is green, and since both Yoshi and Toad were green, then they have chemistry. So basically, how Miis work is whatever color the me is, like if you have a red me, that me will have chemistry with everybody that's red. They'll have chemistry with Mario, Red Toad, Red Yoshi. Basically, yeah. So that's how chemistry works with Miis. Other than that, basically, if you want to know how chemistry works, just go to the info part of the Discord server, and this will be there. Like, if you look at Yoshi, it has dark lines. All the faint lines are the Mii chemistry. But like I said, it's pretty simple. Just coordinate colors. But the dark lines, like here, it has Yoshi going to Birdo, and Yoshi also going to Baby Donkey Kong, or Baby Kong, or whatever it's called. Baby Mario. Like, wherever the black line goes is who they have chemistry with. Like, Shy Guy. All color Shy Guys have chemistry with Boo, Birdo, Monty Mole, and Petey. Petey has chemistry with Blooper, King Boo, Wiggler, and Birdo. So, I mean, it's pretty simple about how that all works. I don't think it's too hard to grasp. If you have more questions, you can ask me. Now, Petey has chemistry with Blooper, and then the line goes to Boo, but that doesn't mean Petey has chemistry with Boo. Petey only has chemistry to where his lines go. So, yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. So, yeah, you want to have a good amount of chemistry on your team so that way you can steal your opponent's home runs. And you want good chemistry so that way you can use or have a good batting lineup. Because if you have chemistry in the lineup, then you'll be able to use items and all that. And we'll get into that once the season progresses. But yeah, so you just want to have a good amount of chemistry on your team. Like, if you have like a blue me, you probably want to have a good amount of blue characters on your team, so that way you can have a good amount of chemistry. But that's all up to your discretion. I don't care what you do. It's just, that's my advice, is not necessarily go after the Miis, but go after like a Shy Guy or a Yoshi because Yoshi has chemistry with a whole lot of like all the babies. Has chemistry with Mario, Luigi. So yeah. So first off, you want to pick somebody who has I don't know. I'm probably overcomplicating this, but yeah. Again, if you have any more questions, just ask me while we're drafting. So yes, now we're going to move on to the next category. Next category is the ranking of excellent to bad. This is basically just a power ranking on how good players are. Now, there are captains in here. Pay no attention to the captains because you can only have one captain per team. Because how it works is you can have 2 yellow Piantas on a team because we have a mod enabled in this baseball game to where you can have double players. Like you can have more than just one. Like in the regular game, you could only have 1 boo. But with the mod that we have, you can have 2 boos. So, yeah. Yeah, this is basically, it's pretty simple power ranking. Like you want a critter on your team because critters are excellent home run hitters. They are also excellent shortstops and second bases because they can dive for the ball almost every time, and they're pretty good at jumping for it too. So like I advise, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 total critters, and there are 7 total captains. Or at least human captains. There'll be 10 total teams, but there's 8 total critters, so almost everybody is going to be able to have a critter. So I advise that first pick for everybody, just pick a critter. So yeah, these are some other good players. You know, you got the great Funky Kong. Don't pay any attention to these because they're captains. Funky Kong's good. Now, okay, let me just explain to you how duplicating works. Because like you know how I said that there'd be 2 green critters, 2 brown critters, you know, 2 blues. When it comes to a mainline character like Funky Kong and King Boo, there will only be 1 of them. So we're not duplicating mainline characters. It's only side characters that we're duplicating. Again, if you have questions, talk to me in the chat. But yeah, those are good players, great players. Honestly, you could probably bump the Toads up to the great category. I didn't make this, Mark did. But you could probably bump the Toads up to great. Toads are pretty good. They also have a lot of chemistry with people. Like if you look here, the Toad has chemistry. The Toads will have chemistry like with Miis, depending on the color, but they have chemistry with Pianta, the Toads, Peach, the baby Peach. So I guess maybe not that many people, but still, they're pretty good. You have the mid category, you know. Yoshi's pretty decent. Fielding positions, like because they can stick their tongue out and catch the ball. Don't ask me why, but that's what they do. Boo's very good, excellent pitchers. We'll get to pitching later. Wiggler, honestly, Wiggler should be in bad. He sucks. Don't pick him. I mean, well, you can pick him. I don't care, but he sucks in my opinion. Mii's pretty decent. The Paracoopas, pretty decent as well. Well, okay. When it comes to batting, they suck. Fielding, they're pretty good because when it comes to items, like they could throw an item, like they can throw a green shell into the field to try to knock the ball out of the player's hand. But since the Paracoopa's flying, it won't affect them. So they're pretty good outfielders. You just need to have the right chemistry because Paracoopas have chemistry with Koopas, Paragoombas, and Bowser. So if you're the monsters, which is what Eric's team is, he would want maybe some Paracoopas. But then again, you don't want to have a captain in center field. Like if you have your captain in center field, because how the AI works when simulating is when pitching, when your pitcher gets tired, if you didn't start your captain, the AI's next choice of captain will always, or next choice of pitcher will always be the captain. So if like Cyrus is the Luigi Knights, let's say Cyrus has a Magikoopa on his team and drafts the Magikoopa. If he drafts the Magikoopa, then and has him pitch, and he starts pitching, but then he starts sucking, the next person in line to pitch will be Bowser. But if Bowser is his center fielder and he takes him out, then you lose all chemistry. So yeah, just piece of advice, don't put captains in center field. Also, I apologize again if I am extremely oversimplifying this. There's a very high chance I am, or overcomplicating this. There's a very high chance that I am, so again, I apologize if that's the case. But yeah, so I just realized that you can't see my mouse while I've been pointing at things, so I apologize for that. But okay, so yeah, but anyway, like I said, rankings pretty obvious. So now we go to pitching. You know, you got the best pitchers, obviously. Now we didn't put captains in here this time, because almost every captain is a good pitcher, except Wario. Wario kind of not that great, but none of you guys are owning Wario right now, so we're good. So I need to catch my breath. Whew. Now, as I've said, you obviously want to pay attention to the power rankings. Like, you want a lot of good power hitters, and you want chemistry, but pitching is important too. So really, throughout the entire drafting process, you just have to be careful who you draft, because you want to draft enough players to have chemistry, but you also want to pick the players that are good batters and are good pitchers. So yeah. Now, like, all this is, you can look at yourself, you can see best pitcher, good pitcher, okay pitcher, mid pitcher, and terrible, horrible, not even worth mentioning pitchers. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't pick them. Like Petey, King K. Rool, excellent power hitters, but they suck at pitching. So this isn't supposed to discourage you from picking the bad pitchers, like Shy Guys and King and like all these people. They may suck at pitching, but they're excellent power hitters. So just because they're bad at pitching doesn't mean you shouldn't pick them at all, because that's not the main goal. The main goal is getting power hitters as well. Like how it says in good pitching, it has Magi, Toad, and Magikoopas, Toads, and Critters, and Dry Bones in the best and good pitching. They're good pitchers and they're good power hitters. So you just need to find the balance. So yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to show you all. So yeah, again, I apologize if I have overcomplicated this to an extreme, and if I have, then just draft whoever you want, and I'll come in and critique some of your picks if I think that it could, like, you could have a better pick to improve your chemistry and all that. So yeah, so just draft whoever you want. This video was just to kind of somewhat explain things. So yeah, if it's a bit confusing, I apologize. And just, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, and then once you guys see it and all that, then I don't know, we'll go ahead and start the drafting as soon as possible. So yeah, I will see you guys later then. So yeah. Okay, this is the end. Goodbye.